right, so welcome back to the channel, guys. What a way to end off match day 6 of the Champions League, guys. Wow, a lot to break through, guys, a lot to go through. So remember, guys, to like and subscribe. If you're new on here, guys, it is me, 80 Storm for War. We're going to keep this short and sweet, guys. There's not a whole lot of games that are significant on this match day, but of course, we'll discuss about the ones that were significant. And of course, everyone wants to talk about Group F. Group F was by far the most dramatic, most excitement of a group. And I just think it was crazy, man. It was just absolutely insane. So, yeah, like I said, guys, please remember to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, guys. I'm going to go ahead and go through. So I'm going to be here short and sweet, guys. And make sure you guys like and subscribe, man. Like and subscribe. That does help the channel grow, of course. Of course it does. All right. So let me go ahead and tell people we're live. So hope we can get you guys to join. And yeah, let's do this. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Like I said, guys, I don't have a whole lot of time, guys. I don't have a whole lot of time to discuss because, like I said, guys, I'm kind of in a tight schedule here. So let's start with Group A, man. Let's start with Group A. Let's start with Group A first. I'm going to skip through. We're going to go through all the groups, of course, but we're not going to spend too much time, of course. So let me go ahead and share my screen right here. So starting with Group A, guys. Let's start with the first game we have here is Copenhagen 1, Galatasaray 0. So, guys, Copenhagen, man, what a win for them, man. What a win for Copenhagen to beat Galatasaray. And Galatasaray, man, for me, they were good in this game, man. And I just think that for me, it was crazy, man. It was absolutely insane what Copenhagen did in this game. You know, they were amazing in this game. Loriga scored the goal. And for me, Galatasaray, man, I like what they did in this game, but it's just for me, they were not clinical in the final third. And you have to give credit to Copenhagen. He made an outstanding save at the final few minutes of the game. And Copenhagen, for me, I told you guys, they're a very solid defensive team. This team is very well structured. Defensively, they're amazing. And while they don't have the quality of players compared to likes of Manchester United and Galatasaray, they still are insane, right? They still have those kind of players to look out for. And I just feel like for me, what they did in this group was unbelievable, you know? As for Galatasaray, they're going to head to the Europa League, which is still good for them. I think Europa League is a great achievement for them. And, for Copenhagen, man, wow, man, this is the first time, second time in history, they qualified to the Champions League round of 16. So that's incredible to see, man. Incredible to see. So, yeah, like I said, guys, yeah. So for Copenhagen, man, shout out to them, man. And I hope they get a kind draw in the round of 16, man. I hope they get a kind draw in the round of 16. So, like I said, man, it's going to be interesting, man. And everything. So, yeah, like I said, guys, there's that. And yeah, I think we're going to go to the other game, man. We're going to go to the other game real quick, guys. Like I said, I'm going to go speed through these games. Not a whole lot of time for me to discuss, of course. Moving on to the other game we have here is Manchester United 0, Bayern Munich 1. Manchester United, what an absolute disgrace. What an absolute disgrace in the Champions League. Manchester United. And I just think that for me, for Manchester United, man, that was embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing to lose in that kind of fashion, especially at home. And for me, this Manchester United team is that there's just so many issues with this club. You know, the defense is all over the place. The attack was terrible. You know, the team wasn't cohesive. Ten Hag, with his words after the game, he said that all the players gave it their all. The team, they didn't deserve to lose and this kind of stuff. And I'm sorry, Ten Hag, you can't be saying this stuff. I'm sorry, you can't. It's pathetic excuses. It's not good excuses whatsoever. And I just feel like for me, it's unbelievable, man. It's absolutely embarrassing, man. Absolutely embarrassing for this one. I just think for me, it's inexcusable, man. It's inexcusable. Yeah, like I said, man. It's absolutely embarrassing, man. Absolutely embarrassing. I mean, there's no other way to put it, man. And for mentioning that, man, I am. This is beyond disgraceful, you know. And it's just really bad. As for Bayern Munich, I wasn't really that impressed with Bayern. I really wasn't. This Bayern team for me looked very, very average, very shocking, and in times uninspiring. But you know, they got the job done, and ultimately, this game didn't really mean much for them. So I'm not going to be too critical of what their performance was like. But I'm just saying is that I expected more from them. I expected more from them, and for a club of this magnitude, they should be doing better. So, yeah, for Manchester United, man, it's back to the drawing board. A lot of things need to improve because for Manchester United, man, if Manchester United do not get top four this season, I'm sorry, the season is finished. They have to get top four. Otherwise, the season's a failure. A massive, massive failure if they don't get top four. So, yeah, man, like I said, man, there's that. Yeah, guys, so please hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button and hit the subscribe button if you're new, man. Hit the subscribe button if you're new, man. I want to rack up those likes, man. Rack up those likes if you haven't already done so, man. Like I said, man. So, yeah, where is everyone, man? Why is this so quiet? Why do we barely have anyone here? I don't even know. Anyways, let's just move on, man. So, like I said, man, there's not really much to say about Manchester United. They were absolutely disgraceful, man. And the Champions League, and it's just disgraceful, man. To see what Bayern Munich, what Manchester United did, man. They only had one shot on target. Yeah, very, very embarrassing. I did we did a full in-depth reaction on my friend's channel. You guys can check it out on my friend's channel. I think I put the link in the Twitter page. I could also send you guys a link here if you guys want to hear more reaction from that game. But yeah, like I said, there's not really a whole lot to discuss from this game. Like a whole lot of nothing, honestly. You know, Sonny missed a lot of chances this game. Bruno was ineffective. Varane was probably the only good player, I would say. I think Varane was the only good player for United yesterday. Maybe you can somewhat say Amrabat. And yeah, I mean, it's just ridiculous, man, to see what Manchester United going through. Injuries, coach, the attack. It's just terrible, man. Absolutely terrible. We're going to move on to Group B, guys. We're going to go to the other game we have here in Group B. And Group B, guys, PSV won, Arsenal won. Now, I didn't watch this game, guys. Of course, it was a dead rubber. Didn't really mean anything. Congrats to PSV, though. They maintained their unbeaten streak at home. And for Arsenal, man, they end up the group in a good way, man. So, yeah, don't worry, guys. I'll be reading your guys' comments very soon. I just want to go through these groups real quick. And then I'll read you guys' comments. I'll read you guys' comments after I go through groups A to D. So, like I said, man, there is that. So, yeah. Now let's talk about the other game we have here is Lens 2, Sevilla 1. Wow. Sevilla, man. Sevilla actually played really well in this game. Believe it or not, Sevilla actually played well in this game for like the first 60 minutes or so. And then once the penalty was given, I think the game completely shifted. I think that penalty completely changed the perspective of the game. Sevilla were amping up. You know, they have the penalty themselves. Of course, Ramos stepped up and he converted the penalty, but it was actually retaken. It was retaken. For me, the penalty at Lens got was kind of a bit dubious, you can say, in some ways. It was kind of a bit of a controversial penalty. You know, it was kind of I think it was Medina goes down under a challenge from Samari. You know, at the Lens, man, going to the counterattack, they're scoring that last-minute goal to break Sevilla hearts. Sevilla casually lose possession, and Fulgani scores, man, to make it 2-1 to Lens. And Lens are heading to the Europa League, guys. And Sevilla, I think for the first time since 08-09 season, they finished bottom of the group, which is something that we haven't seen for a long, long time, guys. So it's unbelievable it happened, guys. Unbelievable it happened. So, like I said, guys, it's crazy, man. Crazy. Moving on. Let's go talk about Group C, guys. Let's talk about Group C, guys. Trust me, man. We're going to talk about Groups E through H. We have Napoli 2, Braga 0. Napoli got the job done. You got to give shout out to Nathan. I think Nathan was actually, man, he was fantastic on the day. And I think he's the Kim and Jae replacement. He is the Kim and Jae replacement. And you can see how well he's done for Napoli in the sense, like how well he's been able to replace the loss of Kim and Jae. The loss of Kim and Jae was such a big loss, and he's done really, really well in his position. So you have to give credit to that, man, what he did. And this was absolutely phenomenal. And yeah, like I said, guys, and yeah, like I said, guys, I just think that for me, for Napoli, man, Sataki with the own goal there in the 9th minute, and then Osman scores from a good assist there from Nathan. And shout out to Nathan, man. I thought he was fantastic. And for Napoli, as I said, guys, I'll be honest with you, this Napoli team isn't the same. This Napoli team is not the same as from last season, and I would be very surprised to make it to the quarterfinals. I'd be very surprised because honestly, this Napoli team looks very, very shockingly mediocre. So, like I said, guys, I hope you guys do enjoy. So we're going to go to the other game we have here is Union Berlin 2, Real Madrid 3. Union Berlin, man, they almost pulled it off, man. They almost pulled it off, man. It wasn't to be. And Union Berlin, man, they did it, man. They did it, man. They did it, man. And Real Madrid, man, they just have the quality about them, man. Joselu with the brace on the day, man. Shout out to Joselu. Ceballos scoring the goal. Volland scoring the goal after a terrible mistake there from David Alaba, who was horrendous. And then obviously, Modric took a penalty. He got saved actually. And then on the other end, and then obviously Joselu there scored a nice header there, the 61st minute, and I think the 72nd minute he scored a header there as well. So, yeah, I just think it's interesting, man. And then obviously Kral got equalized there for Union Berlin, and then Real Madrid took the lead right there, the 89th minute Ceballos, man. So shout out to Jude Bellingham, man, got an assist on the day, man. And Rodrigo's looking phenomenal. And yeah, this Real Madrid team is looking unstoppable, man. Like this Real Madrid team will be a force to be reckoned with in the Champions League, even if they don't have their full roster, even if they don't have Karim Benzema, they don't have Courtois, they don't have Militao. This team, I still think, can pose a lot of problems in the Champions League. So, like I said, guys, there is that. Moving on. We have the other group. We have Group D here, guys. Group D, we have here is the game between Salzburg 1, Benfica 3, man. What a game this was, guys. Benfica, man, they were so good on the day. Di Maria scored an absolute amazing goal there from the corner there. And then obviously Silva there scored a nice goal from the counter-attack there, I believe. And then the third goal, man. The third goal was scored by Sucic. And when Sucic scored, Salzburg actually third in the group. Salzburg actually third in the group at one point. And then obviously Benfica scored right there at the end. Cabral scored right there to make it 3-1. And Benfica gets third place in the group and goes through to the Europa League. So shout out to Benfica, man. They did it, man. And I doubted them, man. I doubted them massively in my predictions. I really did. And they proved me wrong massively. So got to shout out to them, man. You know. And yeah, like I said, man, it was amazing, man. And shout out to Benfica, man. Shout out to Benfica, man. What they did was unbelievable. So, like I said, guys, we're gonna go ahead and let me go ahead and read some of your guys' comments. So I have to leave probably around 20 minutes, guys. I'll leave in around 20 minutes. So, breaking. Lamine Yamal is the youngest ever player to lose to Antwerp. Of course, Philip Jokland, you have to say this stuff. Matchday like Guten Abend. The job in the wheel. How does that feel, box to box? Well, to be honest with you, I didn't really. I mean, I kind of watched the game, but I really didn't. To be honest with you, I only just saw like moments of the game. But yeah, I mean, it's bad, man. To lose to Royal Antwerp in that kind of fashion is unacceptable. But I do think though, Romeo has to go. We'll get to Barca in a bit, of course. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting. So, yeah, like I said, Claude Pest HD says, hello, man. Hello to you, man. Matchday says, Bayern with the least poor of the two poor teams. Matchday said, good assist from Kane. 7 games say, got to boast about, sorry, 80. Top 10. All right, man. Matchday says, Group B, boring. I mean, Alonso Sevilla was kind of interesting, Matt. You got to admit. It was kind of a crazy end to the game. You have to. Steve safe says this is Anfield says I feel so sad for Newcastle. Let's see. We'll get to them in a bit. And Galatasaray collapsed. Not a big win for an Antwerp. Tough way to predict, bro. Possible Legion Derby in the Europa League. Braga there too. Mats, I don't think two sides can play against each other in the Europa League. And plus, both of them came down from the, what is it called? The Champions League. So they won't even be able to play against each other until like the quarterfinals, I think. I think the quarterfinals are the earliest they can play. So, yeah. All right. Now let's talk about Group B, guys. Oh, actually, no, we have to talk about the other game in Group D. Sorry, my bad. We have here Inter nil, Real Sociedad nil. I'll be honest with you guys. I was very, very shocked that Inter rotated for this game because I'm sorry, Alexis Sanchez is unreliable. You can't rely on Alexis Sanchez. He's a good squad player. He's not a starter, and I just don't understand why Inter keeps rotating. Why Inzaghi is rotating for this kind of a colossal game. I mean, this is a game that you could top the group with, and you're using your second string team, like Alexis Sanchez, Fratesi, no Barella, no Lautaro Martinez, no Bastoni. And guys, I think Inter is a team to avoid in pot 2 because Inter looks good, right? My only concern with Inter, though, is the depth. I think the depth is a bit concerning. Sociedad, for me, played really well. I think defensively they were fantastic. They attacked well in the game. And it was kind of a 50-50 game in the sense, and they did have a penalty. A penalty could have been given, but a penalty was canceled out ultimately. And yeah, man, so La Real in the 75th minute penalty was overturned. But yeah, Inter, man, they didn't really create a lot of solid opportunities. And Sommer had to make some big saves in this game, I believe. Yeah, he had to make some big saves, whereas Romero, on the other hand, didn't really have to make any big saves. Indeed, it was only in 0.08 XG. So like I said, not really a whole lot to discuss about in this game and everything. So please make sure you smash the like button, guys. How many likes we're at? We're at 5 likes, guys. I want to see us reach to 15 likes. I don't know if we'll get to 15 because we kind of have a small audience today, but let's try to get as many as we can. So yeah, moving on, we have Group E now. Group E time, guys. Group E time. We have Atletico Madrid 2, Lazio 0, guys. Atletico Madrid, they got the job done. Griezmann scored, and I think Hermoso scored. It got disallowed, and the Lino scored the 51st minute. So yeah, Lino there with an insane goal. The second goal was fantastic, and for Lazio, man, they weren't really that great on the day. They had some chances second half. Obviously, Atletico kind of rotated, seeing as the game was already kind of won. And Atletico Madrid topped the group in the process. So Lazio, for me, not good enough on the road. And yeah, Lazio, they finished second place in the group. So at least they had qualified to round of 16. Then we have Celtic 2, Feyenoord 1. I'm just going through the games that really didn't mean anything, guys. Celtic won this game, of course. So Celtic finally wins in the Champions League at home. So shout out to Celtic, man. Shout out to Celtic. They actually bow out with their heads respectable because Celtic actually did it, man. I feel like they were very hard done by, especially against Lazio. And I feel like they didn't deserve to be – I feel like they didn't deserve to be a 1 point. I feel like 5 points would have been fair for them. And what a win this is against Feyenoord, man. What a win this is. The last-minute winner. I'm sure I have a Celtic fan on my server. He must be gassed about this one. Obviously, he's not too happy because, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really mean much. But still, man, to win in this kind of fashion is unbelievable. And I'm happy for Celtic, man. I'm happy for Celtic. Round of applause to them because what they did was unbelievable, man. What they did was unbelievable at this group. So like I said, guys, I'm kind of speeding through this analysis because like I said, guys, I have to go at around like 5:40ish. I have to leave in around 10 to 15 minutes because I have a meeting to attend at 6 o'clock. It's kind of important. So that's why I'm kind of speeding through. So that's why you're wondering why are you being more giving more analysis, and of course why you're bringing people on. That's the reason why. That is the reason why, guys. That is the reason why. So let's move on, man. Let's move on to the group. I want to save Group F for last. So we'll get to that one in the last. The Group G, guys, I'm not going to even touch upon those two games. So shout out to Man City. Shout out to Leipzig for getting the 2 wins. I think this young kid for Man City scored a fantastic goal. So shout out to him. And Leipzig, man, they got the job done. Then we'll talk about Group H here, guys. So Porto 5, Shakhtar 3. What a game this was. Shakhtar, for me, were awful defensively. They were so bad. They made a lot of casual mistakes there at the back. And defensively, they were just atrocious. You have to give up to them, though. Their attack was amazing on the day. They scored 3 goals. And for Porto, man, as I said, they could have done better, I think, defensively. I think the first goal they shouldn't have conceded, and the second goal. The third goal I thought was a legitimately nice goal. But yeah, for me, Porto, man, they got to work out their defense because defensively they didn't look great. Guyana was amazing on the day. 2 goals on the day and 2 assists. Taremi, of course, Evan Nilsson, Pepe, and then coming off the bench, Pepe, Conceição came off the bench, scored a goal. And yeah, for Porto, man, as I said, they did a fantastic. And look out for Shakhtar, guys. I think Shakhtar could actually do something in the Europa League. They could do something. So congratulations to Shakhtar because they proved a lot of people wrong. They proved a lot of people wrong and made this group interesting. Because, guys, if they actually had won the game, they could have actually managed to top the group, I think. But obviously, they didn't win, so that's why it didn't really mean much. But yeah, for Porto, man, as I said, man, it's interesting. So yeah. Guys, Barcelona. I'm a beyond disgrace. I'm beyond embarrassed what just happened. And I understand that the team was already through, but still, to give this kind of performance, and I understand this wasn't a full strength team, but to put in this kind of manner of performance. Sorry about that, guys. But anyways, as I was saying, guys, I'm sorry. This is disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful. And Oriol Romeo, I'm done. This is it. You cannot be at this club anymore. Oriol Romeo, please get out of my club. Okay? Get out of this club. You are an absolute disgrace. And I don't care if people say, oh, you're just being reactionary. Or, Pawn, how could you say this? You're being so mean. You're being so disgenuine. I don't care. Because if we play this guy in the if we play this guy in the knockout stage, he's going to get cooked. And with all due respect, guys, this is Royal Antwerp. This is their first time ever in the Champions League, I believe, and the modern format. And the fact that this is the team that had a horrendous defense. Like, I think they have like one of the worst defenses in the Champions League. And of course, I want to give them full props because what they did was phenomenal. I'm happy for them. They won the game. Royal Antwerp is a good team, guys. I just think the big issue with this team is defensively, they're awful. I think that's the one concern I have with this team. Defensively, they're really bad. Because, my goodness me, man, Romeo cannot start for this club. I do not want to see Romeo anymore at this club. He cannot even be a squad player. Because if you're getting cooked by Royal Antwerp, like, that's just embarrassing. I'm sorry. And I don't know what to say, man. For Barca, man, they keep writing headlines the wrong ways. Right? And like I said, ultimately, we still top the group via head-to-head. But my goodness me, man, Barcelona is not doing much around the knockout stage. We're not doing much because this team, man, is just solely poorly structured. Right? And I just think that for Barca, like, we were put in an easy group, guys. If we were in any other group, I don't know for certain we would advance. We probably would be in the Europa League if we were in any other groups, right? We just got lucky that this group was mediocre, right? If we were in any other groups, we wouldn't. I don't know if we'd advance. And I'm being really honest here, guys. I'm not trying to be reactionary, whatever, because like I said, guys, this is disgraceful. This is absolutely disgraceful. And I just think that for Barca, man, we're just horrendous. And we just got locked out by the fact that this group was mediocre. That's the only reason we lucked out. Otherwise, we'd be in big trouble. Because like I said, guys, even though we topped the group, I'm not confident for the round of 16. We play against even Copenhagen, I think, could give us a game. Even Copenhagen, believe it or not. So for Barca, man, I really, honestly, I'm disgusted. I'm embarrassed. I'm absolutely embarrassed to see what Barca has done. And shout out to Antwerp, as I said, Jansen, Vermaelen. Look out for Vermaelen, guys. I think Vermaelen can be a really big player in the Euros. Hopefully he plays a huge role in the Euros and maybe make that big move, guys, because I think this guy could be the next big DM from Belgium, of course. All right. And yeah, another thing on Xavi. Yeah, Matt's put it out here. Why is Lewandowski still starting this club? I'm sorry. Lewandowski has to be benched. Lewandowski is beyond finished. He is beyond finished. He is garbage. Okay? I'm sorry. He cannot start for this club anymore. Lewandowski can't start. Romeo should be sold. And I'll be really honest with you guys. I'm not a big fan of Koundé. I would be because I heard Barca's actually tempted to sell one of the big. We have to sell a defender next summer. And if I was selling between Christensen and Koundé, I'm taking Koundé out. I don't trust Koundé that much. I think Christensen's way better and more reliable. I don't know, man. I would love to speak more about Barca, but since I'm kind of I'm kind of in a time constraint. I don't have the time. We're gonna go ahead and just go on to the other group. Group F, guys. Group F. PSG. I'm not convinced of this team. I'm not convinced. And let's be real, guys. PSG should have gone out of this group. It's the fact that Newcastle slipped up. Newcastle slipped up, and PSG should be very thankful that that Newcastle did them a solid favor. I mean, Milan did them a solid favor. Because had Milan not won, it would have been disastrous for PSG. Because PSG had chances in this game. They had numerous amount of opportunities this game. Mbappe had a chance. Barcola had a chance. Moani had a chance. Lee had a chance. And for Dortmund, man, you got to give it up to them because they continued, man. They put up a really good fight. I think they were fantastic in this game. And they showed why they topped this group. And they fully deserve it. And because when I was doing my Champions League predictions, everyone was clowning Dortmund, say they would finish bottom. They wouldn't do anything. And they proved a lot of people wrong. You know? And I just think what they did was unbelievable. So, yeah, for Adeyemi, man, scored a nice goal there. Fantastic goal there. Terrible pass from Hakimi there. And Zaire Emery equalized. And then Mbappe, man, he missed a sitter in the first half. Great clearance off the line by Sula. And PSG, man, they missed a lot of opportunities. And I just think that for me, man, for PSG, man, I'm not convinced of this team. Because all their attacks, they came through as counterattacks. They did not create anything from open play. All the attacks was counterattacks. No, I'm not convinced. PSG is not going farther than the round of 16. I'm pretty certain that they're not making it farther than the round of 16. So, like I said, guys, there is that. Okay, we have to go through one more game, guys, and then I have to round off here, guys, because I have to go very, very soon. So I really do apologize. I'm doing this really rushed. I just don't have the time, man, unfortunately. I just don't. So we're going to go through the last game we have here is Newcastle 1, Milan 2. I don't know how Newcastle lost this game because for me, the first half, they were so dominant. They should have won this game by a bigger margin. Almeria missed a chance. Tomori made that clearance. I think the only chance Milan had in the first half was that Leao shot. And the second half, man, I don't know what happened. Milan started to wake up, and they started to show up. And then Christian Pulisic scored. You guys should have seen my reaction. I was going insane. Captain America scored. I was getting so excited. And then Bruno Guimaraes missed a huge chance. And Magna made a fantastic save. And then the other end on the counterattack, Leao also missed another chance too. Leao needs to start converting his chances, man. The guy is a good player, but is so bad in front of goal. And then Chukwueze scored the dagger, man, to seal it for Milan. And for Newcastle, man, as I said, man, they should have won this game. Milan were clinical with their chances, and they got it. They got the job done. And Milan actually finished third in the group, believe it or not. And Newcastle finished bottom after taking control of this group. Wow, it's unbelievable, man. Shout out to Milan, man. So let me just go ahead and read your guys' comments, and then we're going to go ahead and round off, guys. I have to leave, unfortunately, very soon. So please hit the like button if you haven't already done so, guys. Just read this very, very quickly. I'm mad about PSG advancing. Same here, man. They didn't deserve to advance. I wasn't specifically standing in the round of 32. Lens at least in the Group B to Europa. Nice that Celtic got a win, man. Leipzig versus Young Boys was a great match. Well, not so much the first half. Guyano was excellent, Mass Channel says. Pookie says, where's Cooley at? Rank Toss Bell said, Romeo should be playing at Alaves. Dude, I don't even know if Romeo's good enough for Alaves. If I'm keeping it a stack, Romeo should be in the second division, guys. I'm going to just be really honest with you. He shouldn't be. I don't know. The guy is not a Barca player. That's for sure. First two Shakhtar goals were questionable. Second one, they had a foul in the building. Yeah, that's what I said. I feel like Shakhtar goals, the two goals shouldn't have stood, in my opinion. Cardoso should have been benched for Carmo. Pookie said W win by Antwerp. Yeah, of course, Pookie, you must be excited. You must be happy. Matchday said defense be questionable, but I don't think Porto cared that much role on Monday night. Rank Tossbell said W win sends redundant low. Boy says, yo, it's embarrassing that Porto was the only team to not beat Barca and lose both games to them. Pookie says low. Yeah, Porto should have topped the group, although they can only blame themselves for that. I agree with that. Full facts. Pookie says, allow me. Matchday said, Lewandowski is finished. I agree. What does Barca need to be competitive in the Champions League? Will a good transfer window and Victor Roque be enough? I hope so, man. I think a lot of things need to happen. I think, first of all, Xavi, I don't think he's good enough for the Champions League. We got to get a new coach. We need to instill some mentality in these players. And we need a new striker. Lewandowski cannot start for this club anymore. I don't know, man. It's going to be tough. Matchday said, Romeo inhaling some Aaron Long drugs. Feels like Barcelona would just about handle Copenhagen like it would be close, but Barca would win. Yeah, I mean, you could say that, boy. I wouldn't be too surprised. Rank Talks Ball says, I don't trust Kunde either. But he's still scoring against Girona for y'all. Crazy. Down bad. Yeah, PSG could have won by a lot. Mbappe, and Master said, did Mbappe miss a sitter? Oh, yeah, I forgot. Mbappe also scored an offside goal. And Mbappe missed a chance. He missed a big chance in the second half. I remember that. Every 7 games, it's still a disgrace for the time wasted in the end of. Yeah, I think PSG were just saying, you know what? We're already through. So, like, they just agreed. Like, I didn't really like that, but, you know, it is what it is. Pookie said, think that was Milani. Well, to be Brad Dorman, third low. Every 7 games, I got Newcastle fourth right. Newcastle couldn't take their chances. Every 7 was right low. FU AC Milan, I feel bad for Newcastle. Yeah, the game prediction, exactly right. He's like ghosted. I literally predicted the whole game. Not talking about that FB7. Lol. Southgate was at the game. I hope he was taking notes about Loftus-Cheek. More than happy. And shout out to Loftus-Cheek. Loftus-Cheek was actually fantastic on the day. He was really good. Shout out to him, man. More than happy. I kind of wish Shakhtar won so that the Europa League would be very epic for Portugal. Portugal, indeed. All right, so that's going to be it for today's stream, guys. I think I overdid it. I did 32 minutes. That's probably a good, concise recap of the Champions League, guys. Like I said, I would like to do this longer. It's just I have to go. So I hope you guys did enjoy the stream. Remember, guys, to like and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you guys for tomorrow's stream for the Europa League and Conference League reaction. Peace out.